Okay, welcome to the first episode of Zemer B'chol Yom. Zemer B'chol Yom. My name is Baruch Meir Ben Yonah Levi, Reuben. And I think the format is going to be, I'm going to say over what the verse is or the particular words where the song came, do some explanation, and then I will play the song. And we're going to give it a try. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, we're going to start our first episode with a song from Sefer Tehillim, Psalms, chapter 71, verse 23. And I originally encountered this verse as a quote in chapter 19 of Mesilas Yesharim, The Path of the Just, which I'm going to refer back to later. So before I start with the verse, I just want to introduce how I got these songs, how they came to be, these songs. So as the name of the podcast says, Zemer B'chol Yom, Zemer B'chol Yom. To quote from Rabbi Akiva in the Gemara in Sanhedrin, page 99, where Rabbi Akiva says that you should review your learning like a song. You should sing it over and over again. It's important. It's that important. It needs to be reviewed. And it's like a song. It should be sang again and again. So we all know chazara, repetition, is the key to understanding, to remembering your learning. The Gemara says that if it says you learn 101 times is so much more than 100 times. The essence of a chazara is putting in the effort to learn and to care. However, there's remembering your learning, there's understanding your learning, but then there's internalizing it, making it part of you, like it's an instinct or something that happens almost by itself. So how to do this? I guess I was first introduced to the idea, the concept of the Beis HaMusar. Rav Yisrael Salanter, when he started the Musar movement, had an idea not just to have a Beis Midrash to learn and have a Beis Knesset to daven, but a place, a Beis HaMusar, a special place. It may be dark, maybe candles. It's for being alone, for being misbonin, for thinking and finding phrases in Chazal to repeat over and over again, kind of drill them deep into your consciousness, sink them into your heart. And that idea spoke to me. In past life, I was into maybe meditation, mantras, forms of repetitive music with rhythm. It kind of spoke to me. So as I've traversed the rails of Mesilas Yesharim over these many years, repeating it and going back through it again and again, I often found certain sections would speak to me, and I'm in a Musar Vad where the Rav who leads the Musar Vad, Rav Yosef Weitzman, he spoke to us about this because we learned Mesilas Yesharim, and he used the muscle, which I think really stuck with me. The muscle was, it's like you have a sweater, and you're walking, down through the kitchen, and it gets kind of caught on a nail, and that's kind of like the nail is like that verse, and you are kind of like the sweater. And sometimes you're reading through, you hit a verse, you hit a word, you hit a phrase, and when it hits you and you feel like you feel something, you don't just keep walking. You go back over it. You repeat it again and again. A lot of these nigunim that I have from these phrases, a lot from Mesilas Yesharim, from Psalms, are from those repetition. You repeat it over and over again until a niggun just kind of flows and grows out of it organically. And that's where a lot of these songs have come from. So at the start of the first verse, it says like this: Taranenu sifasai ki azamra lach v'nafshi asher padisa. Sefaria translates the following: My lips shall be jubilant as I sing a hymn to you, my whole being which you have redeemed. Now, if you look inside the Radach, it says David HaMelech says that his lips and his heart are equal. Libo v'sifasai shavim. And I think this is code for what the Gemara in Bracha says. Ram Gamliel wanted the Talmidim in the Beis Midrash to be tocho kabaro, to have one's inside and outside are aligned. And I think what David HaMelech is saying is that through song, his internal world and his external expression are linked, they're consistent. And this is how Rashi says when the Torah says that Yaakov Avinu was Ish Tam. Rashi says the same thing. The concept that his heart and his lips were shavim. And so if we go back to the whole idea of Mesilas Yesharim, where we see this verse quoted, he quotes it in the context of Chassidus. And in Chassidus, one of the pillars of Chassidus, the two pillars of Chassidus are Av and Yira. And kind of the three aspects of Av, he says, one of them is Simcha. And he quotes this pasuk in the context of Simcha. Now, the way that Mesilas Yesharim touches up the pasuk is that David HaMelech had so much simcha and joy that his lips they would sing almost on their own, like instinctually. He generated so much love and simcha inside it burst out of him. And if you, I don't know, Havdallah reminded just me of James Brown. You see how he does that shout thing, and it's just like a spiritual shout. Not that I'm going to compare David HaMelech to James Brown, but if you don't know who James Brown is, that's totally fine. But just the idea that sometimes you just want to shout for joy when something happens to you. And I think it's similar to Chazal that says that David HaMelech's feet would take him to the Beis Midrash. So anyway, end of the day, what am I saying here? I guess that David is giving us a goal to shoot for. It might be lofty, but something that's there. So what is this goal? The goal is that our internal world should be powerful enough to generate external symbols of joy. That we can align our thoughts and our actions, and when all that human potential is aligned directly into our avodas Hashem, the natural outgrowth is simcha, and that's what we're going for, to have an aligned consciousness. Our heart and our lips, our actions, our thoughts are all aligned, and that's where simcha comes as a natural outgrowth, and that's where song comes from. Okay, so let's listen to the song. Ki azameru lach v'nafshi asher b'disa Tiraneinu sefasai 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 Ki azameru lach Tiraneinu sefasai Ki azameru lach v'nafshi asher b'disa 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 Tiraneinu sefasai Ki azameru lach v'nafshi Nafshi asher padisa Tiraneinu sefasai Ki azamrulach V'nafshi asher padisa Tiraneinu sefasai Ki azamrulach V'nafshi asher padisa Tiranenu sefasai Ki azamerula V'nafshi asher padisa Tiranenu sefasai Ki azamerula V'nafshi asher padisa Tiranenu sefasai Ki azamerulach V'nafshi asher padisa Tiranenu sefasai Ki azamerulach V'nafshi asher padisa Tiranenu sefasai Ki azamrulach V'nafshi asher padisa To put in the show notes a link to the text of the audio which I used. It's a Google Doc, and also the source sheet that I made on Safaria of sources that I referenced, and also the chords for the guitar, so people that are guitar players may be able to want to play the song on the guitar. So hopefully that will be helpful to somebody. Okay, have a great day.